My name is Jax Marino, professional screw-up, part-time space janitor, full-time narrator who knows he's in a story. Yes, this story. If you're wondering why a guy like me is cleaning alien blood off a space station hallway with what looks suspiciously like a futuristic Swiffer, long story. Actually, no, short story. I pressed the wrong button. On purpose. Out of curiosity. Curiosity kills cats, civilizations, and apparently my job security. That's when she dropped through the ceiling. Literally. Metal screamed, gravity cried, and there she stood, Aurelia Vex, a 7-foot-tall alien warrior with glowing violet eyes, silver battle armor molded like it was designed by someone who really loved strong women, and a plasma spear that could delete me, my ancestors, and probably my browser history. She looked at me. I looked at her. I said, "Wow. So, do you come here often, or did the ceiling invite you?" She raised her spear. I fell in love immediately. Meet the alien of my doom. Aurelia was from the Krith Dominion, a warrior culture where emotions were considered a disease and romance was punishable by death, which honestly explains a lot about her abs. You don't get that kind of discipline from emotional availability. She was here to retrieve a stolen artifact. I was here to survive until lunch. Unfortunately, the artifact had bonded to me. Yes, me. The guy whose biggest life achievement was microwaving noodles without starting a fire. So now she had a problem. And I was the problem. Enemies to lovers. But mostly enemies. She dragged me across 3 galaxies. I complained the entire time. She threatened to kill me at least 12 times, which, romantic fun fact, is Krith flirting. I made jokes. Bad ones. Meta ones. Jokes about budget constraints, plot armor, and how the author clearly has a thing for tall alien women. She didn't laugh. At first. Then one night, during hyperspace, I caught her staring at the stars. "They are beautiful," she said quietly. I replied, "Not as beautiful as you, but also way less likely to stab me." She almost smiled. I knew then I was doomed. The battle that changed everything. When the Dominion caught us, all hell broke loose. Explosions, laser fire, epic orchestral music that you can feel even though this is narrative story. I was hiding behind a crate screaming tactical advice like, "Left! No! Your other left! The one with feelings!" Aurelia fought like a goddess of war, every movement precise, lethal, poetic. And when she was hit, when she fell, something inside me snapped. I ran. Me, running toward danger. Character development, baby. I grabbed the artifact, overloaded it, and blasted the battlefield in a burst of life that knocked everyone unconscious, including me. When I woke up, she was holding me, crying. Apparently love isn't a disease after all. A very complicated happy ending. She abandoned the Dominion. I abandoned my job. HR was surprisingly cool about it. Now we travel the galaxy together. Me making jokes, her pretending not to listen while secretly smiling when she thinks I'm asleep. She still carries a spear. I still carry emotional baggage and 0 survival instincts. But somehow, it works. Because in a universe full of war, gods, and cosmic horrors, the most dangerous thing I ever did was fall in love with an alien warrior who could kill me without blinking, and chose not to. If you thought that ended sweetly, wrong genre, wrong expectations. I woke up to the sound of the ship's alarm. Not a polite beep-beep, a full-on war siren, the kind that screams something terrible has already happened. "Intruders detected," the ship's AI announced. "Estimated survival probability, 12%. I blinked. Wow, double digits. We're thriving. Across the cockpit stood Aurelia, fully armored, plasma spear in hand, glowing eyes locked on the radar like death itself had a focus mode. "Aurelia," I said, rubbing my face, "quick question. Are we dying or just mostly dying?" "Your species," she replied calmly, "is being tracked." "Oh, cool," I said. "So I'm famous now. Space famous. Please tell me there's merch." She didn't laugh, but she also didn't kill me, which at this point counts as flirting. Space chase with 0 safety regulations. 3 Krith Dominion fighters appeared on the screen, sleek, fast, murdery. I pointed at them. "Okay, I've seen this in movies. You zigzag, I scream, something explodes." She slammed controls. The ship lurched forward. Lasers flew past us like angry neon bees. I clung to my seat. This is why humans invented seatbelts in therapy. One fighter blew up. I pumped my fist. "Yes! Take that, evil space budget!"
The ship shook violently. We got hit. Gravity gave up. I flew straight out of my seat and collided with Aurelia. Hard. My face met her chest armor. Silence. The kind of silence where the universe politely looks away. I muttered, "Just so we're clear, this was not intentional." She shoved me back. "You are reckless," she said. "True," I replied, standing up, "but I'm very charming under pressure." She turned back to the controls, but I saw it. A smile. Tiny. Dangerous. Forced pit stop. The space black market. We crash-landed on a neutral outpost that looked like a flea market had bad relationship with crime. Smugglers. Tentacled aliens. A robot selling something that might have been food. "We stay hidden," Aurelia ordered. "Absolutely," I said. Stealth mode activated. 5 seconds later, an alien yelled, "Hey, human, you still owe me money from last time." I whispered, "I don't know that guy." Aurelia stared at me. "You have lived many questionable lives. Multiversal misunderstandings," I said. The almost serious moment. We hid in an abandoned cargo bay, engines cooling, danger humming nearby. Aurelia broke the silence. "Why do you choke?" she asked. "When you are afraid." Oh, that hit. I shrugged. "Because if I stop joking, I start thinking. And if I start thinking, I realize I could die at any second." She stepped closer. "For a human," she said quietly, "you are brave." My heart did a backflip. This was it. The moment.
I smiled and said, "So, does that mean you won't kill me anymore?" She met my eyes. "Not today." I nodded. "I'll take it." Cliffhanger. The cargo bay lights suddenly flickered. Footsteps echoed. Heavy. Armored. The AI whispered through the comms. "Kryth Dominion forces have boarded the station." Aurelia tightened her grip on the spear. I swallowed. "Well," I said, "on the bright side, at least they're very punctual Illans." Last we left off. Footsteps. Armored. Loud enough to make my life choices regretful. I peeked around the crate. 3 Kryth Dominion soldiers. Big guns. Even bigger egos. I whispered to Aurelia, "So, plan." She smirked. That rare smirk that says, "I'm about to make you question every life choice you've ever made." Follow my lead. Zero-G chaos combat. We launched ourselves into zero gravity. She spun like a ballerina with a plasma spear. I did a somersault that somehow ended with me hitting my own head on a pipe. "You okay?" she asked, already decapitating one of the soldiers midair. "Great! I've just unlocked a new skill, awkward flying idiot." She ignored me, probably for the best. Bullets bounced harmlessly. Lasers sizzled past. I couldn't help making running commentary. "Wow, that was close. Is it normal for people to explode like that? Do we get frequent flyer miles for dodging death?" Aurelia finally gave me the look. The one that says, "Shut up or die faster." The boss appears. Door bursts open. Dramatic lighting. Smoke. Cue ominous music in my head.
A figure steps out. Commander Zryth, a 9-foot Kryth with glowing green tattoos and the kind of armor that screams, "I eat rebels for breakfast." I panicked. Hello? "Nice spears. Mind if we swap recipes?" Aurelia growled. Plasma spear glowing. I gulped. This is not a cooking show. Dating in the middle of death. The fight was chaotic. Zryth swung his sword. Aurelia dodged gracefully. I tripped on a floating toolbox and accidentally kicked Zryth in the shin. He fell. I froze. She looked at me. "Why did you do that?" I love doing stupid things," I confessed. "Also, maybe you'll fall in love with me if I survive." She blinked. That slow blink that somehow makes me feel like I'm naked emotionally. I panicked. "Or not. Maybe I'll die." Cool. Epic hero moment. She didn't answer. Just stabbed the floor near Zryth's face. Very romantic. Escape plan that definitely will work. Not. We grabbed a small escape pod. Me. "I can pilot this." Her. Deadly glare. Me. "I meant, metaphorically?" The pod launched. We floated in space. Zero gravity. My hair, well, what's left of it, floated around. She sat across from me. "You are irritating," she said softly. I nearly cried. She smiled a little. "You are lucky," she continued. I nearly fainted. Epic cliffhanger. The pod screen beeped. Big red letters. Warning, uncharted wormhole ahead. I said, "Wormhole. Sweet. Adventure. Possibly death. Also, I didn't sign a waiver." Aurelia didn't respond. She just tightened her grip on the spear. And then we were sucked in. Last we left off, We got sucked into a mysterious wormhole. Me, screaming. Aurelia, calm, deadly, still hotter than a supernova. Welcome to who knows where. We emerged in a galaxy that looked like someone spilled neon paint everywhere. Planets floated like giant marbles. Gravity, optional. I floated midair, arms flailing. Did we just become space driftwood? Aurelia pushed off a floating rock and landed gracefully on the pod's dashboard. You are hopeless, she said. I smiled. Thank you. Finally, someone recognizes my talent. First contact, weird aliens. A huge purple tentacle creature approached. It had 3 eyes, 2 mouths, and smelled vaguely like burnt popcorn. Tentacle alien. Greetings. Who are you? Tourists? Intergalactic tourists? Definitely not fugitives? Aurelia whispered. Speak carefully. Me. Hi, we come in peace, mostly. Also, do you have snacks? They stared at me. I think they laughed, or digested me. Hard to tell. Aurelia rolled her eyes. Focus, human. We need information about this sector. Tentacle alien. The wormhole leads to the realm of lost ships. Many go, none return. I gulped. Oh, great. That's reassuring. Really boosts morale. Aurelia pinched the bridge of her nose. You are insufferable. I bowed dramatically. Thank you. I work hard at it. Intergalactic date night. Night fell. Space, whatever counts as night here. Stars shimmered in impossible colors. Aurelia sat beside me. You are different, she said softly. I smiled. Different is my middle name. Actually, it's Danger, but close enough. She tilted her head. Why do you joke at every moment? Because, I said, floating closer, if I stop, I might realize I like you. And that would be terrifying. She said nothing, just looked at me, and the stars, and maybe my dumb human face. I took a deep breath. Also, if you think about it, zero gravity is perfect for awkward human alien hugs. She raised an eyebrow. I floated closer. Our arms touched, tentatively. I whispered, you know, in some timeline, we've already fought enemies and fallen in love, and it worked out, mostly. Her lips curved, a tiny, almost imperceptible smile. I nearly blacked out from joy. Victory! Mission accomplished! Love unlocked! She smacked me lightly on the shoulder. You are ridiculous. The danger returns. Suddenly, the pod's sensors screamed, warning, Krith Dominion reinforcements entering sector. I groaned. Of course. Romantic space date over. Cue villain music. Aurelia tightened her grip on the spear. Prepare yourself, human. We fight. Again. I took a deep breath. And maybe survive. And maybe flirt afterward, if we live. We survived a wormhole, flirted dangerously in zero gravity, got Krith reinforcements crashing our cosmic date. Now, all hell breaks loose. The ship goes boom. Krith fighters swarmed around the pod like angry hornets. Me, panicking. Aurelia, calm, deadly, stunning. I shouted, do we have weapons? Do we have shields?
Do we have insurance? Aurelia tapped her wrist device. Relax. I have both. She activated the pod's defense system. Lasers zipped. Explosions painted the void. I tried to help. Ended up punching a button that launched a giant holographic decoy of me yelling, Surprise! The Krith pilots got distracted. Aurelia raised an eyebrow. Your nonsense actually worked. I bowed midair. Talent recognized. Thank you very much. The final boss, Commander Zrith, returns. The pod shuddered. Big shadow appeared on the radar. Commander Zrith himself. I froze. Aurelia whispered, Stay behind me. I whispered back, Stay behind me. I was behind you last episode. I like you. Also help. Zrith attacked. Aurelia spun, dodged, stabbed, blocked. I tripped a lot, kicked floating crates, accidentally knocked out 2 minor Krith soldiers. Hey! I shouted. Teamwork? She smirked. You are insufferable, but useful. Human genius, or stupidity, saves the day. Zrith aimed his plasma sword at Aurelia. I had an idea. Probably the worst idea in any universe ever. I grabbed the holographic decoy remote, pressed all buttons. Result, holograms of me shouting, Surprise! Flashing lights, confetti cannons, A very loud kazoo sound effect. Zrith screamed in confusion. Aurelia lunged, spear glowing, and pinned him to a floating asteroid. Victory. By chaos. Mostly my chaos. Romantic payoff. Finally. Pod floating, enemies defeated, stars sparkling. I turned to Aurelia. "You know," I said, floating closer. "After all that,
I think I might actually like you. Seriously." She stared, plasma spear lowering. Slowly. "I like you too," she admitted softly. I nearly fainted. "Victory! High score achieved! Romance unlocked! Achievement! Alien warrior heart secured!" She rolled her eyes. "You are ridiculous." I hugged her in zero gravity. She hugged back, tentatively, carefully, but she hugged. I whispered, "Promise me, we'll survive. Together." She nodded. Together. We kissed. Epic, cinematic, zero-gravity kiss. Stars exploded in my imagination. Jax and Aurelia. Sort of normal. We found a quiet, colorful planet. No Krith Dominion, no exploding ships. Just us. Tentacle aliens in the distance. Floating snacks. I looked at her. "So, first date? Intergalactic, zero-gravity, near-death experience?" She smirked. "You are impossible." "Thank you. It's my best quality," I said. And as the twin suns set over the horizon of a planet no human has ever seen, I knew one thing for sure. I fell in love with an alien warrior. And somehow, she fell for me too. The galactic wedding crashers. I knew life with Aurelia would be dangerous. What I didn't know was that danger came dressed in sequins, glitter, and hovering laser chandeliers. "Hi again," I muttered to myself, adjusting a tuxedo that was clearly designed for a human who was about 6 inches shorter than me. Jax Moreno, space janitor, chaos magnet, and apparently intergalactic boyfriend. Survived lasers, wormholes, and one terrifyingly beautiful alien warrior.
What's next? Apparently, Planet Xylora's diplomatic gala. The moment we stepped in, I knew I had made a mistake. Not a small, oops, I spilled coffee mistake. A full-blown, this tuxedo has betrayed me and the alien nobles are judging me with 12 eyes each mistake. Aurelia floated beside me, radiant and terrifying, wearing a hybrid armor dress that somehow said, "I can kill you with one hand, but also look fabulous doing it." She rolled her eyes when I tripped over a glittering carpet and sent a hovering champagne glass flying into a three-headed diplomat. "Subtlety, Jax," she hissed. "Subtlety is for people who survive laser fights," I whispered back. She didn't respond, but her lips twitched. Progress. Then, the party went from awkward to catastrophic in exactly 3.7 seconds. Lasers sliced through the air. Smoke filled the room. A holographic cake exploded into a million sparkly pixels. And yes, someone unleashed flamethrower penguins. I did not ask. I did scream. Aurelia didn't even flinch. She spun through the chaos like gravity didn't exist, knocking enemies out with surgical precision. I, on the other hand, did my best impression of a human tornado, flailing, panicking, and somehow managing to accidentally distract the assassins with a confetti cannon. Heroism? Debatable. Chaos? Absolute. Then it got worse. Or better, depending on how you look at nearly dying while floating in zero gravity inches from the most beautiful alien in the galaxy. Aurelia grabbed my arm. "Hold on," she said.
"I'm holding on to life," I gasped. "No, to me," she replied, twirling me into the zero-gravity ballroom. We spun, twirled, dove. I knocked over floating chandeliers. She dodged lasers. My heart raced. Her armor brushed mine, and I may or may not have melted slightly. Don't tell her. Finally, just when I thought I could maybe survive the night, the ceiling exploded. Again. And this wasn't, "oops, the lights flickered" explosion. This was fireworks, smoke, and alien glitter raining from above explosion. Aurelia grabbed me mid-fall. I screamed. She rolled her eyes. "You're impossible," she said. "Thank you," I gasped, clinging for dear life. "It's my best quality." And as the twin neon suns of Xylora set behind us, I realized one very important thing. Life with Aurelia was dangerous, chaotic, and absolutely terrifying. But I wouldn't want it any other way. Because if love was going to kill me, at least it would do so spectacularly. The next day, or maybe the next hour, time in Xylora had a tendency to melt into chaos. I found myself thinking, maybe surviving one nearly deadly gala means I can handle two. Spoiler, I was wrong. Aurelia floated beside me, brushing cosmic dust off her armor like it was couture. "Keep your eyes open," she said, voice calm, deadly, and very judgmental. I nodded, trying to look heroic. Instead, I tripped over a floating flower vase and sent a tiny explosion of neon pollen into the air. Heroic, I muttered to myself. Yes, very heroic. Then the floor
disappeared. Or maybe gravity did. Or maybe someone hit the chaos button again. Whatever. Suddenly, we were dancing in zero gravity, spiraling through the gala, lasers zipping past like glittering angry bees. I flailed, she twirled, and somehow, I ended up wrapped around her in a floating, chaotic hug. My limbs tangled, her spear brushed past my head. My heart skipped 50 beats. And yes, I may have whispered, "I think I'm falling for you," literally. Aurelia did not laugh. She did not even smile. Yet. But her eyes softened. Victory. Sort of. Then, of course, everything went wrong. From the shadows emerged Lord Varkal, 9 feet of armored menace with glowing blue tattoos, eyes that screamed, "Your death will be stylish," and an army of robotic cats with laser eyes. I blinked. One of them meowed, then shot a laser beam at a hovering dessert cart. Dessert exploded. I screamed. Aurelia sighed. "Jax," she said calmly, "stay alive. Try not to embarrass me this time." "I'm trying, but they're laser cats." I grabbed a decorative banner and swung across the room like a human comet. Aurelia leapt, spinning, knocking robots into the ceiling with her plasma spear. I did my best to imitate her, which mostly involved screaming, flailing, and accidentally activating the confetti cannons again. Apparently, aliens are easily distracted by sparkling paper. Somehow, against all odds, physics, and my own incompetence, we survived the first wave. The robotic cats were temporarily blinded by glitter.
Lord Varkal glared, clearly unimpressed. "Next time," he hissed, "you will not be so lucky." I swallowed, wiped neon sweat from my brow, and muttered, "Next time? Can we just have dinner first?" Aurelia rolled her eyes. I think I saw the tiniest smirk. "Victory? Sort of." But as I floated there, tangled in ribbons, glitter, and half a chandelier, I realized a very important thing. Surviving with Aurelia was terrifying, chaotic, and somehow, absurdly, perfect. And I wouldn't want it any other way. The universe has a funny way of reminding me I'm alive, usually by trying to kill me in spectacular ways. This time, Lord Varkal was back, looking angrier than a cat who just lost its favorite laser pointer. His army of robotic cats was fully operational, and they had learned teamwork. Yes, they were now coordinating their laser attacks. I blinked. I swallowed, and I whispered to Aurelia, "I think they're plotting?" She didn't answer. She just pulled me behind a floating dessert table, plasma spear humming, eyes blazing. "Focus, Jax." "I'm focused. Mostly." The battle began. Lasers cut through the air like neon spaghetti. Chandeliers crashed around us. I flailed, grabbed onto a floating potted plant, and accidentally swung it into 3 of Varkal's laser cats. Victory? Debatable. Chaotic? Absolutely. Aurelia twirled. I spun. We were a deadly dance of destruction. And somewhere in between dodging lasers and confetti explosions, I realized, I don't just want to survive. I want to survive with her.
Varkal charged. I tried to help, I really did. I shouted, "Hey, over here! Catch me if you can!" and ran straight into a holographic dessert cart. Mistake. Big mistake. Aurelia groaned, but her spear found the real Varkal just in time. Sparks flew, armor clanged, and somehow I ended up holding a tiny exploding penguin in my arms. Yes, exploding penguin. "You're impossible," Aurelia muttered again. "I know," I said proudly, dodging a laser cat. "It's my best quality." Then came the final move. Aurelia spun through zero gravity, spear extended, deflecting lasers, knocking cats into each other, and finally pinning Varkal to the giant gala chandelier. The villain squealed, metaphorically I think, and the robotic cats short-circuited in a spectacular shower of sparks. We floated, exhausted, glitter-covered, and slightly singed. I turned to Aurelia, arms trembling, heart pounding. She raised an eyebrow. "So, same time next week?" I asked, grinning like a fool. She smirked. "You survived. That counts as a yes." I laughed. "Good. Because I think I love you. Her spear hovered dangerously close to my forehead. I mean, if that's okay with you. She rolled her eyes, but her hand brushed mine. And just for a second, the chaos of exploding penguins, laser cats, and falling chandeliers melted away. The twin neon suns of Xylora set outside the shattered windows. I held her close, floating in zero gravity. For the first time, I realized that surviving with Aurelia wasn't terrifying, chaotic, or absurd.
It was perfect. And maybe, just maybe, I was finally ready for whatever cosmic nonsense the universe decided to throw at me next.